Alright, what I'm going to do is show you guys how to use the quadratic formula. To begin with, what we're going to do is we're trying to find our roots. So remember that the roots are where a parabola crosses the x-axis. When that happens, the x-axis, the y equals 0. When y equals 0, so we're going to change this to a 0 and solve for our variable. So what I want to do to begin with is just write down what my A, B, and C values are. So my A value equals 7, my B value equals 2, and my C value equals -1. Don't forget to pay attention to your signs. That's really where people kind of mess up. So your sign always sits in front of the number. +7, +2, -1. So now what you want to do is just plug those numbers into the quadratic formula. So to do that, I'm going to put everything into parentheses. This saves a lot of heartache. So this is going to be -b, so it's negative parentheses 2 plus or minus square root b squared, so parentheses 2 squared minus 4 parentheses 7 parentheses -1, all divided by 2 times a, which is 7. So what I want to do is take this. This is a pretty complicated formula. It's kind of crazy. So you're just going to take it apart. So I'm going to start with the square root and kind of deal with this. This right here is called the discriminant. So I'm going to solve for the discriminant first, and then I'll solve for the rest of it. So my discriminant, I can do that all in the calculator. And notice there's no variables in here now. It's all numbers, so it makes my life a little bit easier. All I have to do is pay attention to PEMDAS, and I'll be fine. So, turn this on. Okay, so my discriminant is going to be parentheses 2. Pull that down a little bit. So 2 squared minus 4 parentheses 7 parentheses -1. Gives me 32. So I'm going to rewrite that as negative. I'm going to kind of solve this out a little bit. So this is -2 plus or minus square root of 32 divided by 2 times 7 is 14. Still want to work with that discriminant and just give me an approximation for it. So what is the square root of 32? I can't do that in my head. So I'm going to do square root of 32 gives me approximately 5.656. So this is -2 plus or minus 5.656, all divided by 14. What you want to notice, there should be 2 solutions. Remember, quadratics usually give you 2 solutions or 2 roots for your x, and that's where that plus or minus comes in. So to take care of that, I'm going to separate this out into 2 little functions. So this is going to be, just go up here. So this is -2 plus 5.656 divided by 14. And the other one is -2 minus 5.656 divided by 14. Now I have my 2 solutions. I'm going to solve one at a time. -2 plus 5.656 is going to be 3.656 divided by 14, and that's going to be, I can't do that in my head either, so 3.656 divided by 14 gives me 0.2611. So 0.2611. 0.2611. And this one over here is -2 plus, minus, mess that up. 5.656 gives me -7. Divide that by 14. And I get -0.5468. So -7.656 divided by 14, I forgot already. 5468. Okay, so here are my two roots. So I'm going to write those out. So they are 0, 0.2611 and 0. Oh, I wrote them backwards. Try it again. So it equals 0.2611, 0, and the other one is -0.5468, 0. I'm going to finish up by writing this in factored form. By factored form, these are my roots. So all I have to do is steal my a value from over here. Here's my a value. I'm going to write it in factored form. Y equals 7. X, remember it's the opposite, so it's minus 0.2611 times x plus 0.546. Okay? Here's my factored form. Here are my roots. That is my solution. And that's how you use the quadratic formula. Thank you.